Hi, this is David Rothfeder. I'm playtesting a game that I posted on Google Plus a couple of times. So if you're watching this, thank you very much for taking interest. We are going to be playing Wizard X Sorcerer. It's a two-player game about a wizard who is frustrated with the world and can't change it until they rely on magic, in which case they change the world, become possessed by another entity who is the sorcerer, goes around having fun and getting into adventures until they're forced to use their magic and they get booted back out and the wizard's back there. So I'm going to be playing the wizard, and Ellen here, who has been so gracious as to play test with me, is going to be the sorcerer. So I'm going to post the link to the document in the comments, but right now let's just dive into the creation. So on the last page, there are a couple of questions that we answer. So I will start with mine. What does this world look like? I think the idea that I kind of really wanted to try out is this is like small town Kansas, so cornfields, couple of buildings, small town, everyone knows each other, that sort of thing. Does that sound cool to you, Ellen?
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay, and then Ellen goes and follows up and describes how this world that the wizard lives in oppresses the wizard.
So I think that this world is full of friendly faces and people that know the wizard. And I feel like every time the wizard would try and do something different and break out of his mundane routine, someone would come and bring the wizard back into his routine. So he's like wants to wear a crazy robe, like
Mm-hmm.
Mary Joe from the grocery store will go, no, look, that. So aren't you a bit embarrassed? Like, I think that maybe peer pressure and
Okay.
is probably one of the driving forces.
It sounds like small town Kansas, cornfields, um, but it presses through expectations and
Yeah, societal pressure.
societal pressure for normalcy.
Yeah.
Okay. The next, what does the wizard want? Oh, geez, I think this is great. Uh, the wizard wants to leave this shit town behind. They want to go to the big city, live the big life, that sort of thing. Um, then the follow up is, how does the world keep them from that?
So, like for example, the wizard's packed his bags. He's about to like get in the car and head out of town. Um, Billy Bob comes up to the wizard and says, "Look, my son's sick. He's supposed to be doing all these tax tax returns. He's supposed to be helping me at the accountants. Can you come in and fill in for him for the week?" So I think that he just every chance that he gets to break out, people from the town draw him back in, trying to make him feel obliged to stay.
Right, they're forcing obligation upon him.
Yeah.
That's definitely awesome. Let's see. Who does the wizard care about? Um, oh, geez. I think going with that, I think the wizard fell in love with someone in the big city, and they've
Ooh.
been communicating online, and he wants to go and be with that other person. So then, the follow-up is, how does the world keep the wizard from what they care about?
You're in an online relationship. It's probably actually an overweight man. You're kidding. What
Oh,
about what
oh, the
about that?
wizard is being catfished.
Yeah, yeah. Like, no, don't worry about it. What about that nice girl down the street? Why don't you have a coffee with her?
Oh, poor wizard. Poor wizard. Uh, let's see. What is the wizard in their everyday life? Man, wants to get out of a shit town. Um, I think he's the wizard is the one smart like kid in town, and he wanted to go off to college, but he couldn't do it because his mama got sick, and so he went and did the online college thing, and everyone's like, well, you got all that fancy college learning, obviously, about this and that and that, and so he's like the only educated person in town.
Yep. Yeah, I can see how that would play into the obligations. Like, we need you.
So that would make him in his early 20s. Um, so okay, this question, I must have written this question late at night because I'm not sure how it fits. How long have they been there and how long will they stay? I'm not sure if that does that sound like a good follow up to you or
Well, in the sense that like it could flesh out like how that the wizard has gotten into their everyday life.
Oh, yeah, that's probably what I was thinking. Like,
Yeah,
when did they get into this position in their life, and how permanent of a position it is?
yeah. So in those aspects, he's obviously been born into this town and um, probably in his young adult life, that's probably when he's sort of being more entrenched, and the town and this world wants him to stay put until he dies.
Okay. So then the last one is basically the wizard has done this once before. So, uh, what has the wizard changed? Um, I think the wizard assumed that like he was too poor to get out. So he used money. He used his magic to win the lottery and have a bunch of money so he could fix his truck, be able to afford a place in the big city, that sort of thing. Um, so why was this not enough for him to get out?
Money begets money. So as soon as he had money, he needed more money. Like, family needed money, town needed
Mhm.
money. Like, it's there's no end.
So everybody, once they found out that he had all this money, everyone came up to him and is like, "We need money for this. We need money for this." And he's spending so much time just trying to manage all the requests that he still can't just like leave the town.
Yeah, yeah, and also, you can spend a lot of money quite easily. So I think that once the lottery money ran out, that means that he would have to work. And like once you're tied down in a job, having to get money to keep up with all this spending, like it's even more entrenched.
No, that's great. So now we're flipping it and we're finding out about the sorcerer. So why don't you read the sorcerer questions and answer them, and I'll do the follow ups.
Okay, just for like getting a picture of where the sorcerer is in this world.
Mhm.
So the wizard and the sorcerer don't know each other. They can't communicate. Like I read that.
Mm-hmm.
And so is the sorcerer in this same town? Or...
Yes. So effectively what happens is when the the wizard goes and he prepares the spell and he knows that he's reaching out to this otherworldly entity, and then after he does the spell, he doesn't know what happens until he's back in his body. What happens on the sorcerer's end is they get contacted by this by something from this world, get pulled into this strange body that they reshape to their own will, and they're basically taking the wizard's place in the world as this new entity. So no one recognizes they don't see the wizard and say, oh, that's this person we know all our life. It's a stranger. But as far as the world is concerned, the sorcerer is in the wizard's spot, and that's why the world takes a while to recognize that there's an issue.
Okay, yeah, cool. So the sorcerer is a woman, early, let's say late 30s, multicolored hair, so pink and blue and green, all kinds of awesome hair colors, like piercings, tats, like, she does what she wants. She can wear all black, she can wear multicolored, she doesn't care.
Yeah, it's not even strange to her. She's just like, hey, this is like cool ornamentation. Why wouldn't I, decorate this strange body I'm in?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. What do others notice? Oh, she is such a freak. This is Kansas. We don't look that way here. What are you? Some kind of alien? Okay, so the next question. So I'm going to just explain a little bit. So the sorcerer comes from a place that is of a single concept. So like maybe chaos or peace or air or fire. And everything there is embodied by that concept. So everything feels normal there. So the next question is, what concept does the sorcerer embody?
Freedom.
Freedom. Okay. Okay. And then I follow up, where is this found in the world? Oh, this is a small town. I think you find freedom at the bottom of a beer glass or beer bottle.
So she's just hanging out at the local pub, like having a couple of drinks, like riling up the locals.
It's more of where do people experience this concept? So, it's a small town. The place that they feel free is essentially when they've pounded a few beers and are pretty tipsy. So
yeah.
So if you want to experience freedom as the sorcerer, you'll go to the bars.
Yeah.
Or middle of the cornfields with all the 17-year-olds just having a kegger.
Yeah.
Okay, so then the next question for the sorcerer, what does the sorcerer find to be taboo?
I think like like that negative voice, so like kind of like your inhibition, like the opposite.
Your inhibitions?
Yes, yeah, inhibitions. So the voice in your head that says, you shouldn't wear that outside of the house today. Like, you never talk about that voice. It's that's no. Everything has got to be free, and you've got to do what you want to acknowledge that you have that voice in your head that says that you can't do what you want. No, that's weird.
Okay, so really just any form of impulse control is just taboo to the.
Yeah, that's the words.
How is this unavoidable in this world? Um, let's see. Oh, I think this town is just super puritanical. They're just like, no, you. Of course, you're not going to show off your midriff. That's just improper, that sort of thing. It's just heavily ingrained into the culture of this town that just what proper behavior looks like. So let's see. The next one. What sensation compels the sorcerer to experience more?
I think that feeling of excitement when she does something or tries something that she's never tried before. Like, I think that sort of anticipation and satisfaction with doing something new.
So kind of to like experience the unknown.
Yeah.
Okay. And why can't they feel this all the time? Because you're kind of running out of experiences. It's very, very big rush right away. It's like, wow, I have these things. What are they? Oh, they're toes. That's amazing. Oh, wait, I'm breathing? That's incredible. But the longer you stay, the more experiences you have. So you're getting to the point where it's like you have to really get into some like deep concepts to feel something new.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the last one, what did the sorcerer encounter the first time they came into this world?
Yeah, that's a bit of a hard one. Um, maybe just being, like, maybe the sorcerer hadn't experienced anything before, and the actual sensation of like existing and the five senses being aware and active. I think that probably would have been a bit of a hit for them.
Okay, so basically, they did not get very far before they relied on their magic and was booted back to their home.
Yeah. Yep.
So I think what happened was they their legacy is they eventually stumbled outside and didn't know what's coming on, and all of a sudden this big thing came rushing at them, and they didn't know what to do. So they waved their hands, and a car turned into a picture of a car painted onto the road, including the driver. So the legacy is, what happened to old Farmer Richards? Well, he's stuck in that painted on the road. We don't really know how to get him out.
Maybe the townsfolk don't realize that that's actually him. Oh, we haven't seen him in a while, but I think maybe a friend of his must have did this mural on the road.
Excellent. So that basically sets up the world and the characters that we have going on. So now we're going to go to the sheets where one of them says you are you are a wizard, and the other one says you are the world which traps the wizard. So I will be running off of the wizard sheet, and Ellen will be running off of the world sheet. And when I finally cast a spell, we're going to flip rolls and go on to the sorcerer sheets. But these are basically going to give us guidelines of what we should be doing over the course of the, over the time when in the wizard's world. So I wake up, and I'm just wondering who's going to be that first person knocking on my door asking for something. And oh my God, if it is if it's Williams again, I am just going to lose it. So then Ellen is going to be playing the part of the world in all of the NPCs and essentially driving me up the wall because the wizard hates the place that he lives.
So, ding dong, it's old Mrs. Williams at the door.
Oh, jeez.
What do you know? And her car battery's flat. Can you give her a ride down to the store?
Oh, God. Did you leave the lights on your car again?
No, I wouldn't have done that. No. It might have been Mr. Williams. He was at the bar last night. He did drive home. But anyway, I really need to pick up some milk and some bread and some potatoes. And can you help me, because I also want to get some pumpkin and they're very heavy.
Oh, God. I haven't even had my coffee yet. Can I at least have 15 minutes?
No. Sorry. I have to get the groceries so I can come home and make Mr. Williams's breakfast before he heads out to work on the farm today. Please.
But I have to work too.
Oh, please. Like you'll be able, if we go right now, then you'll be home in time.
Okay. I'll do it.
You're a Swindy. You're such a nice boy. Your mum would be so proud of you.
Yeah. So I go and I take her to my old beat up truck, and I put in the key. And what happens when I try to turn the key?
The car starts. It wants you to go to the grocery store.
Okay. So I go, and I imagine that this car is not in good condition. It just like screeches a ton. So
yeah. And also the radio is jammed on, and the only station that it plays is the country and western station.
Oh, God dang it!
It's not. Yeah, it's like the really like old crap.
Like they haven't they think Garth Brooks is the fancy new thing in town, and they're not sure if they like him or not.
Yeah, no, he's pretty shiny. Like, yeah. So while we're in the car, Mrs. Williams, she's telling you about what her sister's been up to lately. She's been telling you how her granddaughter is going in college, and she's so smart. She's very smart. She's going to be a doctor one day.
I was trying to become a doctor too. I mean, I,
But Janelle, she's doing it. She's so clever. I think she's going to get married to another doctor. If
uh,
you were a doctor, you'd be able to get married.
right. I do have a girlfriend. I mean, she's fantastic.
Who is it? Is it Sophie?
No, no, no. She lives out in the city.
A city girl? No, no, a city girl's not for you. Not for you. I think you should talk to Sophie. She's more your type.
Uh, Sophie is like 14.
Yes, you can't get married right away. There's a courtship period. Don't be
Right.
silly.
Okay. So what am I supposed to do for the next 4 years?
You talk to her parents. You might help um, them out on their farm. You could be a gentleman.
I mean, there's also the fact that she's 14 and like I'm like, oh,
She could get
okay.
married in 2 years. She's
No, okay, no, that is so creepy. No, bad, bad, Mrs. Williams, bad.
well. I'm sure maybe she'll know she'll know some girls at school.
There's also the part where I have a girlfriend and I have a girlfriend and oh yeah, I have a girlfriend. You know,
No, this is the third time. Okay, okay. But anyway, so my granddaughter, she's very smart, very talented. She's going to be a doctor. Oh look, there's a park just up there. We could park. No, no, not too close to the other. No, no, not too close to that car either. Oh, when did you get your license? You still have a bit to work on, don't you?
look, you've got we're parking in the handicap spot. That's what they're for. You got your cane. I'm not going to make you walk, 100 feet to get to the market.
Okay, you can open the door. I'm ready. I'm ready for
Okay,
you.
here, let me give you a hand.
Thank you. Now here's my shopping list. I'll wait at the register and I'll have a chat to Anne Marie. If you can pick up my shopping, I'll just wait here at the register.
Okay, Mrs. Williams. Okay. So I go and what is on her shopping list?
So potatoes, pumpkin, bacon, butter, milk, bread, flour, sugar, lentils. She's going to try some crazy foreign recipe, and some bananas and strawberries and apples.
Okay, so I've got like this cart full of food. Uh yeah, and unless I encounter everything, I guess I just get the food as quickly as possible and go up to the front. Although I think I'm getting a little annoyed at this, and I know, just in case things get bad, I'm going to grab some, a big box of salt for myself because I know if I'm going to do this again, I'm going to need some salt.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, so yeah, I go up to the register. What's Mrs. Williams up to?
Mrs. Williams is talking to Anne Marie, and Anne Marie is really engaged. Oh yeah, so your granddaughter, she is really smart, isn't she? She's very smart. Oh, hang on a second. I better start scanning these items. So Anne Marie gets the milk, boop, gets the butter, burp, burp, Price check. Billy Bob, price check on the...
It's $2.99. It's just $2.99.
Excuse me, we just have to... Sorry, I'll just get Billy Bob. It's no trouble. Billy Bob! Billy Bob, price check on the low-fat, extra salt, Milky Way butter. Oh no, you didn't get that butter, did you? Mrs. Williams isn't happy with your choice of butter. Can you go back and get the extra fat, extra salt, creamy cheese butter?
Okay, fine. Snatch the butter, go off.
Yeah. Okay. And so everything is not scanning properly. Everything is needing price checks. They need to get change for the register. Like, everything is going wrong. It's taking like at least half an hour to get through the register.
I'm going to be late for work. I can't even call ahead because the town doesn't even have cell phone reception.
What kind of job do you do?
I think I do construction. And there's not much construction to do, so it's like 3 people that do all the construction for the town. So everything takes forever to build.
Yeah.
And we do it all. We do roads. Oh my God, it is such a pain in the ass.
Nice. Your life is hell.
Yes, that is the point.
Yep.
Okay, so
yep.
So do we finish getting Mrs. Williams wrung out?
Yep. And
okay.
So that's 78.42. I seem to have left my purse at home. I've got my handbag here and my purse isn't there. Could you put the shopping behind the register and my young friend here will drive me home.
Mrs. Williams, write me a check, okay? I hand the cashier my credit card.
Burp. Oh, sorry, I think our lines are down. Hang on a second. Billy Bob, we're having problems with the credit card machine. Billy Bob comes up. I'm just going to call the bank to see if they can help us. Billy Bob calls the bank. The bank's not open yet. It's too early. Sorry.
Look, would you take an IOU? I'm late for work.
We don't normally do that sort of thing.
Come on, we go through this every week. Just this once. You know I'm going to be here next week with Mrs. Williams doing the exact same thing.
Okay, just because you're such a good boy. Your mother would be so proud of you. Okay. Have fun at work now.
Right.
The automatic doors close on your on the shopping bags as you're leaving, and one of the bags tear open.
Oh.
And you have to repack one of the bags.
Jeez. So I drive Miss Williams home, right past that odd painting on the road.
And Mrs. Williams is telling you all about her very successful grandson, who is who's just coming out of college now, and He's studying in a law firm. He's very smart, very well educated.
You mean the you mean George, the one who drank candle wax on a dare?
Oh, he was a funny little boy, wasn't he? So smart, so very handsome too. He's got a line of girls waiting to get married. He just needs to settle down and start giving me some great grandchildren.
From what I hear, he already has.
No, I could only wish.
By the way, do you know who painted that picture? They like seriously, they got some real talent there.
Oh no, just a bunch. Looks like hoodlums doing graffiti. It's horrible. The town should fix that up.
I mean, it's a little weird putting it right on the road, but I swear that looks exactly like Mr. Richard's old beat up Bronco truck.
It's very distasteful. Like I think I haven't seen Mr. Richards in some time. I don't think he would appreciate it.
I mean, look, I'm not going to say that person, it was the best idea to put it right on the road, but seriously, they got like that. Like they should probably be going off to like art school or something.
No, that's not art. You know what is art? My grandson Peter, he does these beautiful portraits of the farmyards, and he does really lovely paintings of cats and dogs.
I mean,
he's very talented.
Aren't they 4? Isn't your grandson 4 years old?
And yeah, he's got more talent than whoever did that load of rubbish on the road.
Right. Well, have a good day, Mrs. Williams.
Okay, now be sure to come by and see me when you get home from work. I will have a nice slice of apple pie for you, and we can talk, have a nice big conversation, and make you a pot of coffee. You're such a nice boy.
I'd love to, but Barry's kid wants, is having trouble with their math, and I'm supposed to tutor him tonight.
Okay, we'll be sure to come around tomorrow evening then.
Tomorrow evening, I'm fixing the Joneses' plumbing.
I'm sure you'll get time. You'll make time for your old Mrs. Williams that she.
Right. Okay. So yeah, I think I drive off to work.
Listening to Honky Tonk's greatest hits from 1964.
Oh God, this is so bad. Okay, that line is racist. That line is racist. That line. Oh my God. I need to get out of this place.
And then I hit my girlfriend with a shovel.
Oh God, that's Why? Why is that in a song?
Your life is the worst.
Oh.
As you're driving to work, there's a lollipop man, like a stop and go man.
Mm-hmm.
You don't recognize him. He's not from your construction crew, but he's just standing in the middle of the road with a stop sign. You can't see what he's stopping the traffic for.
Mm-hmm.
There's no traffic coming the other way. There's nothing. He's just, he's got a walkie-talkie. He's like talking to his colleagues. You can't see his colleagues. You can't see any trucks.
I hang out my window. Excuse me. Look, this road's been, shut down for like, a month. Everyone in town knows not to use it. I'm actually trying to get right over there so I can work on the construction that you're trying to stop people for. Can you let me through?
Who are you working for?
I work for Hank.
Hank. Hang on. Is there a Hank here? Yeah? Can you see if he's expecting to? What's your name?
Johnny.
Says this guy's name is Johnny. Works for Hank. Yeah, I don't know. Hey, did you watch that football game last night? Man, how fast can that kid run? Yeah. Yeah, and that he's got a really big.
I put my car in gear and just drive off the road around the guy.
Hey. Yeah, but
Happy
that
birthday
bird,
to you too. Give him the middle finger as I drive past.
the one cop in town happened to see that.
Oh, fuck.
Or you were like getting frustrated with the stop and go man. The police car was just coming up behind you and was just sitting behind you. You hadn't noticed him yet because you were so angry. And you do this and like flip him the bird and drive around. Whoop, whoop. And policeman Jenny Craig. She pulls you over, knocks on your window. Johnny.
Hi, Jenny.
Johnny, look, how many times, you're always speeding around. Why are you in such a hurry?
I had to help Mrs. Williams do her shopping, and I'm like 20 minutes late for work, and this is the actual street that I'm working on. I'm just trying to get 30 feet that way, and this knucklehead wouldn't let me through. Like, he didn't know who Hank was. What the hell's with that?
This knucklehead is doing his job. They had to get someone new in from out of town, because someone doesn't show up to their shifts on time. Look, this is really unprofessional. Like, I wish I could write you up a fine for being late to work all the time, but that's Hank's job. My job is to write you a big fine for driving dangerously. I don't know what to put this down for, but something. I'm gonna look.
Why are you finding me when I just bought the police department a new cruiser? Like,
look, this is a nice cruiser. Have you? Do you want to go for a ride in it? Like, I could take you to the station. Not like that. Not like that. I've still got to write you an actual fine, but it picks up speed really fast. I kind of want you to do a bit more speeding just so I can get it up a couple of gears.
And then you're going to write me a ticket for speeding.
Yeah. Yeah, I am.
Do you see a problem with that?
Look, Johnny. Anyway, the station really thanks you for your contribution, but that doesn't mean that your civic duties are going to be ignored. Look, I'm just going to write you up this now, and I'm going to tell Hank about it. If you don't tell Hank, I'm going to tell Hank. He's not going to be happy. Here's your ticket, and your mum would not be proud of this.
Fine. Roll up the window, drive 3 miles an hour to the actual job site, 30 feet away.
Johnny!
Yeah, Hank.
What time do you call this?
So if you took care of your mama And as opposed to making me do everything, I would have been here on time.
Look, you just need to get up earlier in the morning, boy. I've been up here since 5 a.m. What time do you call this? 6? No, that's not good enough. Look, my mama, I've done everything I can for her. All that money that she spends at the grocery store, it's because I give it to her.
Oh, God. You ever think that maybe spending time with her is actually what she's looking for?
She prefers your company. I'm much too busy. Anyway, pick up a shovel. We got to lay some foundations at that far end.
So yeah, I get to work.
One of the tools that you use breaks. There's not a replacement tool. So Hank sets you to work at the other side of the construction site, doing something else. Another tool breaks. The third person that you guys work with puts a nail through his finger. He just straps it up, keeps working.
No, you need to go to the hospital. You need a tetanus shot. This is bad.
You're a sissy.
You know what lockjaw is?
It's those candies, right? Those candies that are really hard.
No, it's a disease that you can die from.
Oh, you wouldn't know anything about diseases. You didn't go to medical school like my cousin.
Actually, I did.
No, you didn't.
Online. I was pre-med.
That's not a real school. That's them internet. They're not a school. That's what all those freaks do. Yeah, that's not a school.
Fine. You know what? Go ahead and die. I don't give a shit.
Hey, that's not nice. Oh, Hank, this guy's been a jerk to me today. I was being perfectly nice, having a nice conversation, and he starts telling me I'm gonna die. What kind of a jerk is that?
One who knows that when you put rusty nails through your hand, you need to get a tetanus shot so that you don't get lockjaw.
Yeah, well, smarty pants. He doesn't know what you're saying. You're essentially speaking gobbledygook to him. Those big words, nah.
Boss, should I take Hank to the damn clinic?
Johnny, you some kind of sissy. He just got a nail through his hand. What? He's not gonna die. No.
Wow. Wow. OSHA would be so proud.
Look, just shut up and get back to work. It's really hot today, by the way. Like, it's really hot. You guys will be like getting sunburned. Like, you don't drink water on the site, no, because that's for girls. You might have a can of energy drink, or Coke, cola, some unnamed cola beverage. But yeah, no water. It's really hot.
I'm like, okay, signs of dehydration. Yep. 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 Yep.
And then Hank wants to send you down to the corner store a bit later, so you pick up all the lunches. He sends you off on an errand while they sit down and have a beer on their lunch break. You go and pick up the sandwiches.
I probably, tell them that it costs a few more dollars than it does, so I can buy a jug of water and drink the whole thing.
Hank knows exactly how much those prices are, and those prices in that corner sandwich shop have not changed since he was a kid, so he will know if you take an extra dollar or two.
Fine, it's out of my own wallet.
Susie J at the corner store. She's what do you need that water for? It's there's no hurricanes coming up. There's no tornadoes. We're not going into shelters. What do you need water for?
Because if I don't hydrate in the next hour, I'll be passed out with a sunstroke.
What are you, some kind of doctor?
Was yeah, trying to be. Go, 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 go.
Ain't you supposed to be back at work?
Go, 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 go. Eventually, I finish the thing, drop it in the trash, and drive back with the sandwiches.
Hank and Samson, the other guy.
Sure.
They happily grab their sandwiches and don't like to start eating them. No thanks, no nothing. Hey, Samson just grabbed the last beer. Sorry, there's none for you, boy. There's another cola in the truck, though.
You shouldn't be drinking alcohol while you're dehydrated.
What are you talking about? You're not making any sense.
Never mind. Hey, I treated you guys to and bought an extra watermelon. Go nuts.
Hey, they're actually quite like impressed, and they feel like this is a big treat. Like now it's good to see you've come along. Like you're in a better mood this afternoon. Hey, Johnny.
Well, I just don't want to have to drag both of your asses into town.
Well, whatever. Thanks.
So yeah. I think God, no, this day has been awful. I think I say, hey, look, I'm worried about your mom, Hank. Is it okay if I go home on my lunch break and check in on her?
What are you worried about her for?
She just seemed she seemed a little shaky this morning. I figure, take a few extra minutes, stop by, make sure she's doing okay.
All right, but it's off the clock.
Yeah. Of course it is.
Yep, you go.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not checking out Mrs. Williams. I'm going to my basement. I'm like, nope, this day is shit. Let's make a change here, because fuck this.
What's wrong? I thought you were having a nice time.
So yeah, I think what I do is I've got a bunch of I basically have effectively a medical lab set up downstairs with just money I scrapped together. All this stuff is out of date, but I think what I do to try to, locate this other world is I actually like look at my blood on like a microscopic level and I look for this pattern and like, among my blood cells and I draw it on the ground with salt. And that's how I make the connection to this otherworldly place.
Whoa, that's really cool.
Um, and I think I'm spending the rest of the day doing this, so that I can cast a spell.
Yep. So I think Hank, you didn't come back to work in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
So Hank's a little bit worried that maybe his mum wasn't well. So when he finishes work, he goes around to old Mrs. Williams' place. Hey, Mama, you okay? Mrs. Williams, yep, I'm fine. What's the matter with you? Ah, Johnny was coming around to see you. Said you weren't well. Nope. Oh, that boy, that little boy that runs around causing trouble. I'm going over to his house and seeing what he's doing. Bang, bag, 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 bag.
I think
Johnny!
right as that happens, the spell goes off, and what I'm going to change about the world is that people are finally going to trust what I have to say.
Ooh. Johnny, get up here!
However, I just cast a spell, so
Oh, yeah, the world flips.
yep.
Ooh.
So you find yourself in this strange room with this white powder all over the ground, and the air smells a little bit like iron. And there's all these strange tools about. You've been here before. So this is a little bit familiar, but wow, this is so different than where you come from.
Yeah. Wow. Like looking at her hands, smelling the air, like picks up some of the salt and like feels it, eats some of the salt, drinks some strange fluid.
Oh. You hear a banging from somewhere near you, and someone's screaming the name Johnny.
Johnny? Not Johnny. And
Do you have a name? Do names exist where you come from?
oh. Yeah, I think she is called Rainbow. But I think that's what her name translates as. But I don't think it's pronounceable.
She just likes the way that rainbow sounds.
Yeah. So she goes upstairs. No, she doesn't. She goes through a window in the basement into the backyard. Doors, stairs, they don't really mean anything to her.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, there's sun coming through there. She like opens the window, climbs through into the backyard.
Oh wow, it is bright out. It is like super bright, and you kind of see a guy like if you peek over like the corner of whatever the structure is. Man, structures are weird. You see this guy like just hitting the structure really loud, shouting the word Johnny.
I just want to get away from him. He's like killing my vibe. Like heaps big downer. I think maybe there's like a field or something behind.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's these really tall plants that you can just like, if you just walk into the plants, like they'll completely surround you. No one will see you. Isn't that
Whoa.
amazing?
yeah, I'm gonna get in there and like touch all the things and like try and eat some of the things.
Yeah, it's like this could almost be good, but it's like it's, there's like this wrapping around it that's just like really, really tough. But if you chew it enough, like the things inside are actually kind of a little bit sweet.
Mm.
But there's all this like green and like then the stringy stuff. It's like a lot of work to chew through it to get to the sweet little like nuggets. But after
Mm.
the nuggets, it gets like really hard.
Mm. Nah, that's hard work. I think she'll keep exploring.
You
Um,
hear a loud noise, like I mean, it sounds like something alive, but it doesn't sound like well anything you've encountered. Kind of is like ruff, ruff, ruff.
She goes towards the noise.
Yeah, there's this like thing about half your size, um just is making this big noise and is running right at you. And there's someone that's shaped a little, something that's shaped a little bit more like you are now, saying, "Heal, heal, heal! It's okay, it's okay."
Hello, friend. Hello. Look, I have teeth too. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Back, Cujo, back. Sorry, ma'am. We don't see many of your city folk out. You know, dogs normally supposed to, be scaring away the crows and the varmints. Uh, what are you doing out in the cornfields?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
miss.
Miss. What are you missing?
Um, I mean, as I don't know your name, so trying to trying to be more polite than just saying, "Hey, you."
What are these things that you're like? I don't understand why you say such meaningless words. It
Uh,
is. I am full of essence and joy and light and love. And what essence are you full of?
um, mostly steak and eggs. Had a good breakfast. Some hash browns too.
Breakfast. Is that similar to joy or rage?
I mean, uh, I sure enjoyed my breakfast.
Yes, I enjoy my joy and love and pain too.
Pain. I mean, I guess that explains, those that metal in your ear. Look, Miss, I don't. You seem kind of lost. Where you been staying?
I have been sleeping on a dream and riding a rainbow, and my heart goes with the wind.
Right, right, right. Well, tell you what, I'm gonna just go and call the sheriff and let him know that we got a high city gale out here that we need to get taken care of.
Oh, you're a funny talking human creature. I'm
Yeah,
I am going to chase that small fluttering dream there. She runs off after a butterfly.
right, right, right. So you go chasing after a butterfly. Um, and it eventually just lands somewhere, and you go chasing after it, and it flies away, and um, eventually you get off to the side of to an opening in the cornfield, and the butterfly just kind of gains altitude and flies beyond your reach.
I think
Oh, you've seen one of these before. The last time you crossed one of them, that big thing attacked you.
Oh, one of those. Oh, um, she stares at the like bitumen, like she just is staring at the ground, and I think she's like quite cautiously like looking all around her for those giant metallic beasts that come out of nowhere. And I think she tries to get away from the road as quick as possible. Yeah, maybe she can hear the sounds coming from the bar. Like maybe she's hearing like laughter and cajoling, and is drawn towards that.
Yeah, so there's this place that it has a lot of noise, and they've got this big sign in this reddish purple color that says Earls. It's actually like you don't know what an Earls is, but it like one letter comes on at a time, and then they alter it off, and then it flashes. It's really pretty.
Whoa. I think Rainbow would like to touch them. Like, I think, so it's quite high up, obviously, because it's a sign. So I think she wants to try and like scale the side of the building to try and touch the sign.
Yeah. As you're climbing, you hear one of those big metallic beasts, coming up behind you. And this one's different. This one has like flashing lights on it and makes this strange noise. I think it's a bit startling, actually.
I run straight, like I see that there's a doorway, like run straight through the doorway.
Oh, this was while you were scaling the building.
So I was on the building, and this thing. I just freeze and try and camouflage, like not literally, but just like be like a stick creature.
Things shaped like that guy who talked funny come out of the metal beast, and one of them's carrying this weird thing in his hand, and he holds it up to his mouth and starts speaking, and oh my god, this is really loud. It's like, Miss, please get off the bar. We just want to talk to you.
She's wondering this strange place that she's in. It seems like a lot of people are losing things. There's a lot of things that have gone missing. She wonders if maybe they need more love and peace and excitement in their life. So she doesn't really respond. She just is thinking.
God dang. Another meth head from the city. Come on, let's get the ladders. So, they go walk across that, really dangerous place where the metal beasts roam. And they seem to do something and then come back with these large just contraptions that are a little bit awkward, but they're heading towards the building that you're clinging to.
She tries to climb up onto the roof. Do you think she can manage it?
Oh yeah. They're like, God damn. Hey Earl, where's the stairs to your roof? So they're one of them stays down there with the ladder, and another one kind of disappears into the structure that you're in, and then you see him pop this other guy popping out through this like little structure on top of the structure. It's like, come on, man, just please make it easy. We're going to get you sobered up and figure out where you belong.
I belong where I am. Where do you belong?
I can assure you, you don't belong here.
But I am here, so surely you are wrong.
Look, miss, let's not make this messy. And he goes to something on the side of his belt.
What is messy? Messy is beautiful. Let's make things messy.
Ma'am, is that a threat? Okay.
What are you so scared of joy and light?
He pulls a thing out, and he's holding it in his hand, pointed right at you. It's like, hands on your head, and then get down on your knees.
And she reaches out towards the gun and goes, "Is this a gift? Thank you."
It makes a loud noise, and something is wrong. You feel like there's something hot in your shoulder.
This is different. I haven't had one of these before.
Oh man, it starts hurting a lot. The police officer pushes you down and forces you on your face, and is starting to grab at your wrist.
This hasn't happened either. I don't know if I like all of these things, but I won't know until I've completely experienced it all.
Oh, he grabs the arm and that was shot and pushes it back in this position behind your back, and it hurts a ton. Like you go blind for a second in pain.
That hasn't happened before. I think, yeah, she can't actually think straight. As much as she wants to experience all this, I think that there's some sort of primeval like fight or flight going on. And
she isn't a human body. The human body does respond to massive amounts of pain poorly.
Yeah, so I think as she's like being like restrained and bleeding and everything, she's just thinking back to the butterfly and like closes her eyes and like tries to like curl up, and then she's a butterfly and she flies away.
Okay, so you've cast a spell, which means that the universe realizes something is wrong. So the universe starts trying to put things right. So the first thing is the sorcerer doesn't belong. It's supposed to be this wizard Johnny. And where does Johnny belong when he wakes up? In his bed in the morning. So Johnny is waking up in his morning. He's like, oh, who's going to be bugging me this morning?
Bing bong. Johnny, Mrs. Williams is here. Johnny.
What is it, Mrs. Williams?
I've made you breakfast. Come over. I've got some pancakes and coffee. I wanted to say thank you for all your hard work. Come over.
Oh, well, thanks, I suppose. I can't stay long. I actually have, to get to work.
Oh, no, that's okay. Come on over.
Okay.
So she sits you down in a kitchen, plate of pancakes, plate of a cup of really terrible coffee, and she just sits down across from you and just watches you eat. And then she's like, "Now, Johnny, I hear you've been skipping work."
Look, now it was just an emergency that came up. Normally, you know me. I'm hardworking. I just had to take care of something.
Johnny, you don't be lying to my son. You don't be lying to me. What was it you were taking care of?
Remember, people trust what he has to say now. It's like,
yes.
Look, it was just I knew Hank, is a little bit iffy on, personal emergencies. So I'm sorry, it was a bit of a white lie, but, there was a problem that I had to take care of in my basement, and, it was bugging me all day. So I just needed to get it done before anything got any worse.
Okay, but, You can't be doing this all the time. You should be doing that in your own time, not when you're supposed to be building that road, building that whatever it is.
I know, Mrs. Williams. Unfortunately, I don't have much time to myself these days.
Yes, yes. Well, we would all like some more free time. But while you're here, you know those computers.
Yeah.
I've been trying to talk to my granddaughter and grandson, and Georgie's got them internets, and he called me up on the telephone and he said get on the internets, and we can talk on them. And I turned on my computer and I tried to talk to it, but I didn't see George. I called Georgie, and
Computers don't work like that. Look, if you want, there's places where you can like buy lessons on how to learn how to use a computer.
Oh, that's no. I shouldn't buy lessons. They're for people who aren't smart and have too much money to spend. I'd much prefer a friend to help me. You couldn't help me there, could you, Johnny?
Sorry, I really don't have the time to.
But Johnny, like you take time for a basement, but you won't take time for your dear friend, Mrs. Williams. No, I was such good friends with your mother. She said that you would always look after me.
Okay. You know what? Maybe next week, okay?
All right, but I haven't spoken to Georgie in about 3 days, and I was hoping to speak to him on the internet.
I mean, you can just give him a call.
Yes, he doesn't like that so much. He's always got girls on the phone, and anyway, don't worry about me. I'll be okay. Don't worry.
Look, if I got time after fixing the Joneses plumbing, maybe, okay? No promises.
Okay, but I can make some more of these delicious pancakes that you love. Do you want another one?
No, I really got to get going. I don't want to be late again today.
I'm not going to eat this. Mr. Williams is already off at work.
You know why don't you invite Hank over to have breakfast?
Hank's a busy man. Hank's very busy running his business. He's a very busy, important man. But you've got time. Here you go.
No, I really got to go, I ain't like Hank. I can't just drink beer on my lunch.
Okay, now you get to work today and don't skip out.
So I drive off to work.
Yep. And it's a rainy day, rainy country day.
This is like the laziest music ever.
And the rainy days makes you want to love. Are you going to work?
Yes.
Stop.
Hey, look, I'm just trying to get over there. I work here. Can you just let me through?
Someone said they reckon they work here.
Yeah. I work here. We've been through this.
Hang on there a minute, there, son. Yeah, he's driving a beat up old truck. If he worked, I reckon he'd have a better truck than that. Yeah, all right. Hang on. What's your name, kid?
Johnny.
Do you know a Johnny? You reckon? You reckon he actually works here? Okay. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's that kid. Yeah, he got a fine. Yeah. All right. Hey, go on. Get to
Hey,
work.
you think in the future you can just wave me through when you see me?
There's rules and procedures. Got to do things by the book. Go through. Go on.
Hey, Hank.
Johnny. Johnny, only half an hour late today.
Yeah, your mom wouldn't let me go without eating breakfast. You know, you could eat breakfast with your mom. I'm sure she would be real happy with that.
Look, I do enough for my mother. I am a busy man. I have to get to work, and I've got my own wife. She gives me breakfast. That would be some weird thing to be going over having breakfast at your mother's when you've got your own wife to cook your breakfast.
I mean, you could have your mother come over and all three of you can have breakfast together.
Look, she's much happier cooking breakfast for you and Dad. But don't look. Shut up. Anyway, what are you trying to do anyway? Look, you need to start laying bricks on that back wall. I don't want to hear any of your rubbish today. Look, Samson couldn't come in. He's not well. He's all feverish today.
Yeah, because he got tetanus from the nail in his hand.
Look, son, we all know you're high and mighty and you've done some computer learning and you think you're really smart. But look, just lay some bricks. They don't talk back.
Fine. Can you at least bring some water to the work site from now on so we don't get dehydrated?
I got water, sure. I'm using it to mix up the concrete. Like, what else? Like, what?
Drinkable water, not, the stuff that's been sitting in a rusty barrel for, a year.
Oh, you want a drink? Here, son. Throws you a can of cola.
Fuck it. So yeah, I get to work, as doing masonry effectively. Just trell brick.
Yeah, and no tools break. You just, you just set a lot of bricks. Your back's sore, your knees are hurting, sun's hot again. Um, you don't notice, like, the time is going really, really slow, and you don't notice that your watch has actually stopped working. You just, like, the time is going that slow as well. Like, you're not surprised. You're like, oh, the hands aren't moving yet. That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think Hank's taken his break and, like, not thought to come and get you. He's just having a beer at the other end of the site, and you're just laying bricks all day.
Hey, Hank, ain't it time for lunch yet?
Yeah, you already missed lunch.
Why didn't you tell me it was lunchtime?
I'm not your mama.
Well, should I just go take lunch now?
No, it's only an hour before knockoff. Keep working.
Am I getting overtime for this?
What are you, some city boy? Here. And he throws him a chocolate bar. You have a chocolate bar now. Shut up and eat this. Get to work.
Keep working. Fucking son of a bitch. Yeah,
I heard that.
Yeah, that means Miss Williams too. So yeah, I work through the last hour.
Yep. Hank comes up and says, that all you done? Oh man, we're never gonna get this job. You're gonna have to come in on the weekend to finish this up.
Look, if you can hire a guy to hold a damn sign, why can't you just hire some people to help from the other town to help actually do the work?
I wouldn't want to pay like for someone to hold a sign, but damn regulations make me. I can't afford that. We got to get this job done.
Literally, I was the only person that guy stopped.
Regulations. We didn't have that guy stopping you on the job, then, we'd get shut down. Like, Jenny Craig is pretty tough. She'll call the regulators and they'll be down here and they shut this side down, and then I'll be out of the job, you be out of the job, and then where would we be? Yeah. So 5 a.m. Saturday morning.
Can't we just put a road closed sign up and hire the extra person to do some of the actual work?
Look, I don't make the rules. Look, just that's not how it works here.
Okay, look, I've been here long enough. I'm tired. I need a shower and a real meal. Fine, whatever. I'll be back here tomorrow.
Good lad. See you then. So when you get in the car to leave, like you start the car, I've been so long. Dead battery.
Oh my god.
Hank's already left. He's left. He's gone. Stop and go guys, they're gone. Everyone's clocked off.
God. I walk over to the sandwich shop.
It starts raining really, really heavy the second that you open your car door to get out.
Walk through the rain, get to the sandwich shop.
She flips over the close sign.
Look, can I just get a jump?
What?
My car died. Can I get a jump?
No.
Why the hell not?
Because I got one of them new cars that don't do it.
That ain't how cars work.
This car can't do it. It's new. It doesn't do that.
Do you just want to be that much of a dick to me? Because I know that your car...
Johnny, I gotta go. I gotta count the register. See you, Johnny. I gotta go count the register.
I walk into town.
Really heavy rain.
Yeah, not that it matters anymore. Once you're a certain amount of soaked, you're just that soaked.
Yeah. Cars that like a bus drive past and like splashes all like mud and road water up on you.
I make it over to Earl's.
Yeah. Earl's is open, like you can't. It's a bar. It's going to be open on a Friday night, all right?
I go up to Earl. I'm like, I need a shot and someone to take me to my car so I can get the damn thing jumped.
That'll be $5.
Pull out a soaked $5 bill.
Son, you've had a bad day. Takes the $5. Pours you a shot of like some really, really horrible dishwater bourbon. Like, it is gross.
That's what Earl's is known for.
Um. Maybe old Max over by the wall. Maybe he can give you a jump.
Go up to Max. Hey,
Hey
Max.
Johnny. Hey Johnny, how you been? Johnny, what have you been doing, buddy?
You're drunk, aren't you?
Johnny, have a beer, mate. I'll get. Oh, get us another beer over here.
Look. You're drunk. You're gonna wake up with a killer headache. Probably better off that you just make it home right now, huh?
What are you, my wife? Yeah, you have a beer. Oh, what's up here?
Look, I'm gonna do you a solid. Why don't I? Because you're too drunk to drive, right? Why don't I drive you home?
What are you, my wife?
Well, look, Officer Jenny, has a, is really trying to crack down on people, leaving her holes.
Hey, Jenny, do you need another beer? Jenny's up the back getting plastered with the lads by the pool table. Jenny's right tonight. She's off the clock.
Look, be honest. I need to I need a ride out to my car to get it jumped so we can recharge the battery.
No,
You're too drunk to
why
do
didn't you
it.
just say so? What? Look, Johnny, just have a beer. Just have a beer. Everything's gonna be fine.
I just had a shot.
I don't want to go out in the rain. Like, just have a beer with me. Have a beer, buddy. It has been so long. Come on, have a beer. Have a go.
Fine.
Thanks, Earl. Here you go. Here's your beer. Now, did you see that movie the other night with them cars that drove real fast? There's like angry cars or something. Furious cars. There was some fine looking people in that show. Fine. Yeah. Real good.
Why don't you just finish your beer? I put my beer down in front of him.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna drink it real fast. Gong 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 gong. You're not gonna drink that one? I'll drink that one too. Gong 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 gong. It's real sleepy. Real sleepy, real wobbly.
That's okay, buddy. Hey, why don't I help get you into bed?
You're talking funny like that for.
Seriously, where's your keys, buddy?
In my pocket. You want to put your hands in my pocket?
Not really.
You do. You're crazy.
I have a girlfriend.
No, you don't. What about Sophie? She's a nice kid.
She's 14. That is creepy.
14. She's ready. God, sorry.
Ew.
I'm sorry. Sorry. Oh God. That came out of Max's mouth, not mine.
Yes, no, I get it.
Yeah. Look, you don't have a girlfriend.
I do. Actually, I'd like to go home so I can talk to her.
She's at your house? You got a girlfriend at your house now?
No, she lives in the city. She lives in the city. I just, we talk online. Yeah?
On the line. What? This guy.
Look, I talked to her using AOL. Does that make more sense to you? Fuck, this is 1993 all over again.
Look, I don't even know what you're saying. You're speaking another language. Did you learn another language today? Because that's what you're speaking.
Hey, Max, I hear you got a really sick truck. Mind if I take it for a ride?
Oh yeah, my truck, it drives real fast. It drives so fast. Hey Daddy, I'm gonna drive my car real fast now.
Yeah, no,
Like,
no. I'd love a chance to give your truck a ride.
yeah,
Would you
yeah.
mind?
Come
Come on,
on,
buddy.
come on in the car. Here's the keys. They're in my pants. My pants.
Hey,
Pants.
hey, you don't want me reaching into their pants, do you?
Maybe later. But no, because that's for gay people. But maybe later. Here's my keys.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. So I drive him home. I'm
Yeah.
like,
And
hey,
he has all the radios to choose from, but he chooses to listen to like that 1964 radio country hits.
yeah, when he's not looking, I change the channel. And I'm like, yeah, no, I don't know what's going on with this with the radio station either.
Is this Garth Brooks? It sounds like that kind of rubbish. It's the new stuff. I don't like the new stuff.
It's totally rap going on. Like,
This is Garth Brooks' new stuff, I reckon. I don't like it.
I don't know, you know. Maybe you should write a letter to the radio station.
Oh, I will. I'll write a letter and I'll deliver it to them in the mailbox.
Okay. Oh, hey, this is you. Hey, remember, next time we're out drinking, you're giving me a ride home, right?
No, hang on a second. Hang on a second. And like, just before like he gets out of the car, he like releases the handbrake and like stretches his foot over to put the foot down on the accelerator for you, and like,
Hey, don't mess with my truck, buddy.
this is my truck.
No. This is my truck. Remember, we left your truck over at the
Where's,
bar.
where's my truck?
Your truck's over at is over at the bar.
Take me back to the bar.
No.
Take me back to no.
You'll pick up your truck tomorrow. Don't worry about it.
Take me back to the bar. Look, don't you start with me, Johnny. I knew your mother. Take me back to the bar. Now.
Okay. Just remember, you Earl, you were gonna show Earl your Bullen trophy. So why don't you go grab it real quick?
No. Oh, my bowling trophy. That was a great year. Did you see that game?
Absolutely.
Really, yeah, I got the most bowls. I got so many points, and we had so many beers afterwards.
You know, Earl still doesn't believe that you won that tournament. Why don't you grab the trophy?
It's such a jerk. Sometimes Earl can be such a jerk. But you were there at that game, you know, right? I won that game.
Yeah, proofs that trophy.
Yeah, that trophy's so good. All right, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. Get it. What was I getting again?
Bowling trophy.
Oh, you remember that game that I got the trophy for?
Yeah, you should totally take it to the bar and shove it and show it right in Earl's face.
Yeah, oh guy's such a jerk. Okay, I'm gonna get it. Okay, I'll see you in a minute.
Okay.
He goes out of the truck.
Oh yeah, I drive home.
You're so patient with drunks. That's ridiculous.
I'm just like, it's this or kick his ass and throw him out of the car, which is pretty much Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah. So the song on the radio is about how crap life is, so don't bother changing it.
Well, that's depressing.
Life is so crap. Don't bother changing it.
So, I make it home and I log in to speak to Mandy.
The internet's disconnected. It's not working.
Oh my god! You know what?
And
I'm tired of this.
Also, the storm is like still kicking on. There's the power went out too while we're at it. It's like no power.
I'm like, screw it. This town is ridiculous. So I'm going to go downstairs and I'm going to stay up all night, preparing a spell. I think it's about time this town got modernized. Pull it out of the black hole of progress and actually have it so that people know how to use the internet. And hey, they'll hire the proper amount of people. And hey, OSHA's a thing now.
Awesome. So you casting a spell?
Yep.
What?
So you wake up as a butterfly.
Would I wake up in the basement or would I just yeah?
In the basement.
So this butterfly comes out of like a flannelette shirt that was on the ground, and lands on top of some medical equipment, and then in a poof, like a cloud of rainbow colored smoke, the sorceress Rainbow appears, and she puts on the wizard's work clothes that were just laying there, and she goes upstairs because she didn't try those before. She goes up the stairs. She starts looking at all the stuff in the house. It's really dark, but then
something smells different. It's like this crisp, clean, smell, and it seems to be coming from outside.
She follows that smell. She finds her way outside.
Yeah, it's all wet out on the ground, but oh man, there's this great scent in the air, as if you're not sure what caused it, but it's strange. The last time you were here, the ground wasn't so wet, and the smell is just wafting out, and it's crisp and clean, and it's it just smells like life.
Yeah. She then takes off the wizard clothes, the work clothes, and just lays down on the wet ground and takes big lungfuls of air in. She's voicing out.
Man, your skin that has all those patterns is turning brown.
Wow, that's cool. And I think she smushes the brown around a bit more, and then picks some of the brown up and throws it around and watches it move through the air. And
it makes a splatting sound. You notice over time some of that brown wet stuff just it hardens, and it's like a layer stuck to your skin, and it starts cracking and such.
Oh, it feels funny. I think she puts some on her face and make sure that every inch of skin has some of the brown stuff on her. And then she looks at she sees these structures. She sees this big white structure, and she wants to put brown all over the white, because white it's nighttime. It's too white for nighttime.
Yeah. So you notice that with it being as you're doing this, you're getting this white structure nice and brown, but the sky starts to start showing orange, and it's bizarre, and you're working your way around, and eventually one of those big metal beasts comes pulling up, and it's the guy from yesterday's coming out angry, He's walking towards the structure you just came from, but then he notices and he's like, "What the hell are you doing to my mama's house?"
I got teeth. Teeth? Oh,
Right. Right.
Cujo. Where's Cujo? He was a funny person. Where's
What,
Cujo?
what you talking about? The Joneses dog there.
It's a good dog. Good dog. Hey, look at all this. Do you want some? Do you want some? I can pick some up off there, down
Yeah.
there.
So he
And
didn't notice it right away, but he's like, "You naked?"
yeah. Do you want to? You should take off those robes and put some of this brown on. It's real good brown. Look, this was white before. It's brown now.
Hey. If you want to get naked and get freaky, this ain't the place to do it. But I might be game for that.
No, I don't. Why brown?
I think he does. He's thinking that you're offering him anal at this point. It's like, hey, I ain't never done that. And Mrs. ain't big on that sort of thing, but I always want to try it. Tell you what, why don't you get into my truck and we'll find a place that we can give that a try.
She runs away. Like the truck, looks like the one that almost killed her essentially. So she runs away like when her attention was drawn to the truck, and she starts to calm down. Like once she gets far enough away, she starts like walking and like I think she's like going into town. Like she's following the fences. I think she likes the shapes of the fences.
So yeah, you're starting to see some people out and about, and they see you, and they're like, there's people, and then there's these small people, and whenever like one of the people with the small people see you, they're like instantly cover the small person's face, and like they shuffle like away, and yeah, they're like trying not to look at you.
I think she just really wants to like look at the small people and like try and see trying to see what they're not allowed to see.
So you're like going right in front of one of the small people, and like, yeah, when you do that, they're like the bigger person is shuffling you away and is like, or shuffling them away. They're like, "Get away from my son! Get away from my daughter!"
The sun? Well, she don't own the sun. The sun is for everyone.
Get away from here, you pervert!
What is this?
Have you no shame? Have you no shame?
No, shame is what the old people from the world near mine felt. My people don't feel any. It's a great feeling. You should try it.
Goddamn hippies! Where's Officer Jenny?
Oh, look, you poor soul. Why don't you free yourself, free your mind, try some of this brown.
Yeah, she runs away, and you know what? People actually, a lot of the men in town start showing up, and they're like, "Get out of here, you freak!"
What
are you, one of those lesbians?
Maybe. What are they?
They start picking.
Like them.
Yeah, they start picking things off the ground and throwing them at you, and it actually stings when they hit you.
That's not good. I think Rainbow wants to move away from the yelly, throwy beasts. Maybe that there was a nice big open field before that she might try and find some creatures that are less angry.
Yeah, so they're going to continue to try to stone you until you get into the cornfields, because they're not going to chase you into the fields.
Yeah, she's happier in the cornfields. Like once she's gotten far enough away that they stop throwing things, she just stands and stares at them for a while, wondering like what that all was about. And then she starts like pulling up the corn, like corn cobs, and like trying to break it and trying to weave the strands and biting all the different things to see what was edible. And I think she enjoys like the wet field.
So yeah, you kind of have torn down a bunch of corn stalks, and it's actually attracting the attention of these big black things that come from the sky. And they come and they make this terrible noise at you, like caw, caw. And they seem like angry, and they're like grabbing bits of that of those plants you destroyed. But they're only interested in some of the bits, not all of the bits. But yeah, they're and they seem to like not want to get close, but also wanting to harass you so that they can get closer to the corn.
Rainbow starts cawing back. Ah, caw, caw, caw. And she figures that these creatures are trying to take her joy away from her, so she wants to protect the bits of corn field that she's made a kind of little fun nest in, and she's like waving her arms around and like flapping and cawing and like putting the corn in her mouth and like being in a bit of a Fruit Loop essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Having a great time though. I think sorry.
So yeah, I think more and more crows show up, and they're starting to swarm you, and they're actually like diving down and clawing at you, and then flying away. So yeah, you're actually getting attacked by quite a large number of crows.
Rainbow is not very impressed about this. She doesn't like how this squishy body that she's in like seems to feel unpleasant things. She thought, unpleasantness was only part of the journey to pleasant things, but some of these unpleasant sensations don't go away, especially when the red stuff comes out of the squishy stuff. So she wants to not be attacked by the black cawing beast, and so she wants to like crawl through the corn and protect herself a little bit, and also she still wants to explore the cornfield more.
Yeah, so the crows kind of try to follow you, but end up failing. But you hear you hear Cujo again crawling while you're crawling through the cornfields.
Oh, that's my friend. I think she continues to crawl, like aware that if she comes out of the corn, she might get attacked again by the crows, but she wants to very quietly try and sneak up on her friend, Cujo.
Yeah, so Cujo is actually the one that finds you, and he's growling and barking. And he sounds, I mean, he sounded angry at first, but he still sounds very angry.
Rainbow tries to communicate with Cujo by like showing teeth and making similar noises and like bouncing around in a similar way.
So Cujo is very sharply like snapping at you, and you think that if he if he accidentally gets a little bit closer, it might hurt you like the crows did.
Oh, doesn't. She offers Cujo some corn.
Yeah, Cujo bites Rainbow's hand.
Rainbow starts crying.
And
Rainbow just
yeah,
Rainbow curls up in a ball.
Yeah, Cujo's a pit bull, so when he bites, he doesn't like let go. He's like trying to drag you back, drag you somewhere.
She is so sad. She is so sad that like this world has turned into pain for her. She retracts all her cells into a cornstalk, and she's cast a spell.
Yeah, does she no longer want to come back to this world?
I think she doesn't want to come back. This like she thought this world could be fun and joyful, but there's so much pain.
Okay, well, in that case, the game's over if Rainbow doesn't want to come back. She's unwilling to provide the power for the wizard to cast the spell, so things just kind of remain as they are. The town has been modernized. People trust Johnny, but he's still not able to escape.
And the sorceress is back in her home world. I think she talks to her other sorcery friends about this crazy place that she spends some time in sometimes, and that there's some weird ideas about what you should look like, and all these different beasts like to hurt you, and like physically, like why don't they just mentally hurt you? That makes so much more sense. Anyway.
Yeah. So that was the game. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, it's a really interesting type of game. I don't think I've played a game like this before. I really like the idea of like taking turns, like being the world, and the idea of like trying to stifle the other characters' goals. That's a really fun concept. I If I was going to pick this up and like play it with someone else, I would probably have a little bit of trouble like with prompts, like knowing what to do and when to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I think yeah, a little bit of, you probably don't want to give too much, but a little bit of instruction or a little bit of like prompting could help
Mm-hmm.
in terms of direction.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely wanted this to be like a small format game where it wouldn't take up much room.
Yeah.
I wasn't necessarily intending this to be like a complete new person to role playing game. It was definitely very much for the story gaming community where, a lot of the assumption is people have played other games where, some of those skills have already been built up. Did you have a lot of experience with story gaming? I see that you were pretty new to the Gauntlet community.
Yeah, no, I've only really been getting into it slowly over the last year, but I've been playing a little bit in the past couple of months, which has been great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I'll think about those prompts, but like I said, this definitely wasn't, this. I was hoping this to be a small enough game that I wouldn't have to do. This is a role playing game. These are the things that you should be doing in this. This is how to run a scene. Because there's already great resources on that, but honestly, it's really hard to just, for me at least, to just learn how to role play well by reading about it. I'm one of those people who like, hey, how do you build up these role playing skills? Well, by experiencing them and seeing other people do them and doing them yourself.
Yeah, totally. Cool.
So, Yeah, thank you so much for playing. And anyone who's going to be watching this broadcast, thank you so much for watching. I'd love to do this again with someone else, or even better, have other people other than me play test this and see how it works when the creator's not one of the two people playing. But yes, again, thanks, and I hope you have a great. Well, for you, it's your day. For me, it's the evening. So.
Yes, yeah, it's a beautiful sunny Sunday afternoon here.
Yeah, that is not the case here in Minnesota. It was snowing yesterday.
Oh, yeah, no, we don't get snow here.
Yeah, it should be about another month until we see snow, and it was snowing yesterday, so that's fun.
Yeah, lucky you.
But in any case, have a great day, and I'll chat with you again online later.
Yeah, cheers. Thanks, David.
Yeah, thanks a lot for playing.